All right, fellow political exiles, welcome back. I'm Dave, and I'm the political refugee. This guy here, you may know him, you may not know him. I don't really know him. I just got this video as a suggested video to watch. And at least YouTube is doing that. Okay, and they've got some other things here. It's called, the title here is Breaking, Sidney Powell Releases the Kraken, Trump Gets Victory. All right. This is good branding if you want to get lots of views on your video. Not sure if it's monetized for this guy, but certainly getting a lot of views. Yes, I'm jealous. Of course, I've changed the name of the channel like 14 times, so it's not helping me. Although, once you start talking about this stuff, who knows if you actually get subscribers. Oh, this guy has 163,000, so he's doing something right. This disclaimer, though, drives me absolutely crazy. You get these things now on Twitter, on Facebook, and of course here on YouTube. The AP has called the presidential race for Joe. So I need to see this. And can I get rid of this? You know, well, let's see why I'm seeing this. Why am I seeing this? Election information panels. Okay, not sure what this all means. It's like, I don't know, voting information panels, election results information panels. If the video was posted on or after November 3rd, the information panels link out to Google's election results feature, which sources election results from the Associated Press, an independent third-party source. Oh my gosh. So the AP is an independent third-party source. Sure it is. Okay. Even worse than that is robust safeguards help ensure the integrity of elections and results. Now, the CIA is running the media. The CIA is completely, FBI, CIA. So this is even more, I mean, it's creepy, actually. So this takes you to the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency. Okay, and they're going to tell you about mis- and disinformation can undermine public confidence in the electoral process. You know what? I want a thorough investigation. I don't want to just sit there and just take your word for it. Elections are administered by state and local officials who implement numerous safeguards, like, I don't know, telling everybody to get out of the room and go home when there's supposedly a water main break and there isn't one. All right, that's something that state and local officials do. They implement numerous safeguards. I mean, that must be a safeguard because the room is going to explode. There is going to be water everywhere. But these safeguards are to protect the security of your vote pursuant to various state and federal laws and processes. State and federal laws like, hey, we'll just take ballots anytime after the election's over. So they're telling you, it's funny that they're telling you here that if you see anything that happens after November 3rd, okay, it basically is going to be misinformation or disinformation, right? But they will continue to take ballots after November 3rd and not have any issue with that. So this resource is designed to debunk common misinformation and disinformation narratives and themes that relate broadly to the security of election infrastructure and related processes. It is not intended to address jurisdiction-specific claims. No, instead, this resource addresses election security rumors. Uh-oh. Here's a rumor. The rumor is that the election was a dumpster fire. That's the rumor. The rumor is that the election is a dumpster fire. Now, do they address that here? Describing common and generally applicable protective processes, security measures, and legal requirements designed to protect against or detect large-scale security issues related to election infrastructure and processes. Okay, word salad translation. They're saying that the big infrastructure is safe. Okay, well, you got a foreign company who's got these machines that count ballots, and apparently that company has had some dealings in Venezuela, or is partly owned in Venezuela, or is responsible for rigging elections in Venezuela. That's number one. That's not a rumor. That's a fact. That's a fact. Do research on Dominion, and you'll find out that that is factual. All right. What else? There may be, and this is just me, because I've watched a few videos sort of off the grid here where you don't get the disclaimers and stuff. But there is a possibility that these machines were hooked up to the internet. So I'm not sure how they can be safe and secure. Furthermore, okay, why is it that everything this year is so safe and secure and amazing when we were told in 2016 that the Russians hacked everything? Did we figure out everything in 4 years? We just completely, I don't know, our learning curve was incredible, and all of a sudden now we have no problems with any foreign entities, but in 2016 it was a crisis. All right? Were they putting little disclaimers on things in 2016 when it said something like, Donald Trump is the president? Or did it, or when somebody said, oh, Russia, this is Russia interference, nobody put little disclaimers on those videos about, Russian interference that said, robust safeguards help ensure the integrity of elections and results. Wow, what a difference a few years can make, huh? I mean, this to me, you can learn more about mis and disinformation. I'm just tired of those two words. You know what those two words are translated really are? Well, you need to just get with the program. And if you're saying something different than the program, then you're talking about mis and disinformation. We are the ministers of truth here at these various platforms. This CISA.gov website, okay, Countering Foreign Influence Task Force. Did it work in 2016? New. Reality. This is reality. Ballot handling procedures protect against intentional or unintentional ballot destruction. No, they actually really don't. They actually really don't. The chain of custody during this entire process has been a joke. Rumor, ballots can easily be destroyed without detection, preventing them from being counted. That's not a rumor. That's not a rumor. It's one scenario. And by the way, the fact that they're focusing on physical ballots and not votes that are tabulated by a machine which is hooked up to the internet. Get the facts. States have ballot processing and tabulation safeguards designed to ensure each ballot casting election can be correctly counted. It's almost like they're talking to little kids. State procedures often include robust chain of custody procedures. Oh, you mean like a tractor trailer filled with ballots that went from New York to Pennsylvania and then just disappeared? Yeah, that's one hell of a state procedure. That's robust chain of custody procedures if I've ever seen them. Election officials use these security measures to check the votes, check that votes are accurately accounted for during processing and counting. Yeah, they didn't get there to process and count. Either that or they were dumped in at 3:42 in the morning. Per federal law, all ballots, applications, and registrations related to elections for federal offices such as those for president, vice president, members of the U.S. Senate or House of Representatives must be retained and preserved for 22 months. Really? That's funny because in Massachusetts, this guy called Dr. Shiva, he ran for the Senate and he asked to see the ballots after the election, after the primary election, and Massachusetts said that those ballots had already been deleted, that they were gone, that they did not do what this says. They did not retain and preserve for 22 months. By the way, why would you preserve ballots for 22 months when you won't even allow a simple signature audit? What's the use? Because, people vote, and then it's like, can I see those? Nope. Pretty please? Nope. Can I get a court order? Nope. What if I have the Nope. What about the government? Nope. What about if we talk to the news media? Nope. Wow. Boy, that looks really transparent. In addition, many states also require specific state and local security protocols. All right. For stored ballots, such as storage in a secure vault, featuring double lock systems that can only be opened when authorized representatives from both political parties are present. That's kind of funny because in Pennsylvania they were kicking out Republican poll watchers. I mean, they couldn't even watch the count as it happened. Let's open the vault together. Let's take a look at all of these faulty ballots. See, like I said, there are votes and then there are illegal votes. There are ballots and then there are illegal ballots. This requirement is intended to ensure all ballots and relevant records, such as voter registrations, cannot be discarded but are available in case they are needed for recounts or audits to resolve any potential issues. Now, this is really interesting because on television, you see these advertisements for like a furniture store, and they'll say something like, "We're taking every possible precaution against the spread of COVID-19. We have new protocols in place." And I'm thinking, protocols? You mean you've got some, disinfectant around, some wipes? Ooh, you're all masking up? Ooh, those are protocols, I gotta tell you. We are using CDC-approved cleansers. There was one company that said they were using CDC-approved cleansers, and that was just... Look, folks, I'm not a lemming. I'm not going over the cliff with the lemmings. If you think this is Russiagate, again, I keep harping on that, this is not. Russiagate, it was a fake dossier. And that whole thing was generated because Trump said that he wanted to get along with Putin and he wanted to have good relationship with Russia. And everybody said, oh, here we go. Because the military establishment doesn't want that. Election officials, based on state and local law, may discard non-relevant materials such as addressed envelopes or duplicate applications. Taken out of context, images or video of election officials discarding papers may appear suspicious, but are likely depicting legal discarding of these non-relevant election materials. This paragraph really reminds me of the explanation for those totes that were under the table that had the big black skirt around it where you couldn't see under the table. A lot of transparency there. They wheel out these big crates of ballots, and I heard the explanation, and I knew there would be one for that situation. They said, well, what's the big deal? They're just taking out ballots. They're going to count the ballots that they hadn't counted yet. Well, why would they do that after they kick everybody out of the building? That's the first thing I would say. Why would they go ahead and do that? Well, there's an explanation for it. We've already debunked it. Debunked what? It's new footage. This is something completely new. This isn't like from, the night before the election. This is, new material. This is a surveillance video. And I think what would be really useful is if we could pull some more surveillance videos from some other facilities around the country. And my guess is there are more, and it's going to get worse. It's not going to get better. So this should really say humor rather than rumor versus reality, because this entire thing is designed to make you just subservient. They talk about narratives, debunk common misinformation and disinformation narratives. Is Joseph Goebbels in the house? Is he reincarnated somewhere doing work on the side? Is he moonlighting with this cyber security and infrastructure? Look, our country has become the deep state. Most of it, and the president is more or less a figurehead. This particular president has knocked some heads, and he's trying to pull back control to the executive branch. But these people, they're in control of everything, including the media, by the way. This is all a coordinated effort with the media, and there should be more people yelling and screaming and protesting. Whether you like Trump or not, this isn't about Trump. This is about somebody who posts a video, and yeah, at least they let him post the video, right? And, you know, he's got some information, people are watching it, but they've got to be treated like a kid, that this guy can't talk about what he's talking about without, this is like the equal time clause, you know, on the radio, or whatever they wanted to do with, I forget that bill that they wanted to pass. It was some kind of equal time where, you know, if a conservative has 3 hours on the radio, somebody gets to like rebut that person for 3 hours. And why you'd want to do that. Why wouldn't you not want to just create your own radio show with your own beliefs and opinions? But no, let's just tear down what this guy has to say. And this is not, I bet you he's not providing you disinformation. I have not watched this video, but if he thinks that the Kraken has been released, then that's his priority. That's his prerogative to say what he wants to say about this. But this whole notion that we've got to, you know, rumor control? Really? The title of this is actually rumor control. Like, are you spreading rumors? Okay, here's how we stop you from spreading rumors. By the way, the next way they're going to stop you from spreading rumors is by force. Okay? That's just the natural inclination of things. And if you don't think that can't happen, History 101. It happens where they shut you up, you rebel, and then it's already happening with these lockdown protests. I mean, they're already using force against citizens, and it's absolutely despicable what is going on. And I'll tell you what, the country doesn't survive unless we figure out what happened for real in this election. And by the way, supposed pseudo-president-elect, or at least according to the AP, should be out there saying, you know what, if there is a problem, we need to get to the bottom of it and clear it up so we can unite the country. Because if you don't do that, the country will never be united. Just putting it out there for all of you people who don't care or who think this is just like a Russiagate thing. All right, it isn't. All right, I'm tired of saying it's not. So that's my video. Censorship. That's what this is all about. Censorship. And then the next part of it is, you know where the disinformation and misinformation has been coming from? All of the parrots. Everywhere you go. Local news in the morning, evening news, any kind of news platform that's not independent, alternative, alt-right, whatever you want to call it. They're all saying the exact same thing. That should scare the bejesus out of you. That should make you very worried for your country. So that's where I stand on this. I will continue to comment, critique, and complain as needed here on the only channel that matters on YouTube, The Political Refugee. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.